Hey everybody, an all-new edition of Craft Root Sports starting up here in just a minute. We got an awesome show for you guys tonight. Fish Scales from Nappy Roots supposed to be joining us here in just a bit. Before we get to that, let's introduce our beers for the week. Scott, what do you got in your mug this week?
I am drinking. Ow, now, brown cow. I'm drinking Vape Lord by Urban Family Brewing Company. It is a strawberry bubblegum sour ale with vanilla, allegedly. Coming in at 8.0. Jeez. It's we were talking about it pre-show. It kind of tastes like strawberry champagne, and I don't know if that's a good thing. We're gonna see how this holds up. So yeah,
let's do it. We're doing the scale this week on the Nappy Roots scale from aw nah hell nah up to y'all done up and done it. So where does this one fall right now for you, Scott?
This is starting at the bottom, so this is, I know that's not the name of the song, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, all my life I've been Poe, right here with this one. So this is going to have to get on the come up real quick to elevate itself, because it's starting off pretty weak.
Fair enough. Drew, what are you drinking this week?
I am doing Gulo Gulo from Wolverine State Brewing Company up in Ann Arbor, my hometown there. Very, very excited for this one. I've had it in the past. But let me just jump ahead here and answer your question. I'm going to rate this on as a, oh, hell no, because my ass didn't realize they're not twist-offs. So, like, now I'm sitting here, I can't get in my beer. I'm trying to break it up on the table. I have a wine bottle opener, apparently, in this room that doesn't work. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
That's amazing. All right. Well, hopefully that one, you get into that one here soon, Drew. I'm going super basic because it's October, everybody. So it's time for them pumpkin beers. I am drinking hashtag PSL Pumpkin Spice Latte from Trade Brewing out in Colorado. It's a, what is this, 6.7% ABV brew. It is a decent brew so far, man, so I'm super pumped for this one. We will see how this one holds up on the Nappy scale from oh no hell no to y'all done up and done it. It's pretty close to y'all done up and done it. It's up there, so we will see how this one holds up. Brand new show starting up here in just a minute, everybody. Hit those share buttons, help us out. Hey everybody, an all-new edition of Craft Root Sports starting up right now. I am Mike. With me, as always, is Scott. Scott, how you feeling tonight?
Feeling good, feeling great. How are you? Braves up 2-0.
Good for you, man. I'm happy for you. Very happy for you. Also hanging out with us, as always, Drew. Drew, how you feeling, man?
Don't even get me started. I can't believe that CNN on a goddamn national channel, but it is what it is.
Well, there you go.
I'm excited to hang out here with you boys tonight.
There you go. And a special guest coming in with us tonight. You know him from the Grammy Award-winning group Nappy Roots. Our boy Fish Scales hanging out. Fish Scales, how you doing, man? Did we lose Fish? Oh my gosh, he was there, then he dropped.
No!
He was here, I swear. He was here.
Motherfucking Spectrum got him too, goddamn.
He was right there,
He
man.
was seriously in the waiting room. He
I
even
saw
said what
him.
up.
I saw him on the
think
video.
He was in the. I think he was in the brewery because it looked like he took us back in to
Yeah.
the kitchen situation there.
He set us up on the
seen
table.
him.
All right, we're gonna give him a minute to get back in. It looks like he's hanging back in right now. Yeah, there he is.
There you go. Yo.
Hey, there
What
he is.
What's up, Fish?
Awesome, man.
How you doing, man?
Yo, I switched places in the brewery, man. Just got the new internet set. I'm doing great. Braves are winning. I'm happy.
Yeah, we got two
There
Braves
you go.
fans on the show.
Well, Fish, thanks for joining us, man. We really appreciate you taking some time out and hanging out with us tonight, man. How's everything
Thank y'all
going?
for
How's everything going at the brewery? Getting set up, man.
Oh, it's amazing, man. We just getting the furniture in. We just got a new piece of equipment last night. Our new brew house came in last night, and it was an adventure because it was a 700-pound brew system.
Ooh.
That we had to take off of a 5-foot lift without a forklift. So we called on a few of our friends. It was the most dangerous thing I've done this year, man.
You survived though. That's the important thing.
That sounds
We got the brew system inside the brewery, so we ready to make some beer, man.
that sounds like the worst moving call anybody's ever made. Like, how many
Yeah,
how many
much
people do you have to
pizza
go
did you buy
through?
'em?
Huh?
How much pizza do you have to buy your buddies to move that shit in compared to like a couch?
I paid them in beer.
Oh, there you go. Even better. It's that
But it was
spillage,
so
or
crazy.
you know.
We took it from one truck to the next just because it was too heavy to drop it off. But I just knew somebody would get seriously injured, but we didn't. Beer. Maybe we did. We just drank so much beer during the whole process.
Man, dude, this guy fits right on in. Like, what else are you doing next Wednesday about 8 o'clock?
I can pay you enough in beer, bro.
Oh, you need to pay us. We'll pay you in beer. How's that sound?
Scales, I gotta ask you, man, how'd you get the name Fish Scales? Where did that even originate from, man?
Truthfully, I hate that question, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, well, never mind, forget it.
Way to start off the interview, Mike.
The reason I hate it is because it started from a negative connotation. Like, it was about drugs. You know, me and my homie trying to do our little drug thing, and Fish Scales referring to cocaine. But when we signed our record deal in '97, you know, I wanted to change it. I wanted something more positive, so I took the fish scales off and just made it Scales. And I said I got to find something that scales represent. And I later found out that I knew I was a Libra, but I found out that the scales was the sign for Libra. So I kind of rode that wave and just made it something more positive than cocaine.
I respect the hell out of it. I respect that you still kept it, because it's it's a part of your identity in the group at that point, but you spin it in a different way. Like that's pretty admirable, man. I really dig that. Let me ask you this.
And Mike just said admirable without stuttering once. This is going real well. Like, he's back on he's good. We're good now. He was a little shook earlier there at that question. You got this. Come on, bring it home.
No, I was doing.
I appreciate you asking that. It's just a whole story too, which ain't really a significant story, but that's kind of it.
Well, no, and that's good. And that also, I think hearing stuff like that gives people who might be dealing with that kind of stuff, hope that, look, I can turn around too, man. So, that's a very admirable thing. I'll totally switch gears then. I won't talk about we'll talk about the name anymore. But let me ask you this. I was doing some research, and supposedly you played a little college ball back in the day at Western Kentucky, right?
Yes, I'm a b-ball fan, man.
Is that your go-to? Like, with all the sports overlapped, that's what you've been watching is the bubble, the NBA bubble?
Oh, I love the bubble. I love the bubble. I hear people say it's not the same. Maybe it's because we went so long with our sports. I love the bubble, man. I had no problem with it at all.
Dude, I feel you. I was talking to someone today, and originally I said Lakers in 3. That didn't work out so well. Now it's looking like Lakers
a 7-game
5.
series, you clown.
Look, man, all I'm saying is Bron wouldn't be denied, and what's his name? Silver's ready to rip the plug, because it's like, man, this is costing him an arm and a leg every day. But I was telling him I'm a little bummed that it's going to be Lakers in 5. I'm going to be out with NBA ball for a while, but it's only 2 months until the next season's starting up.
Is it 2 months? Is that what they come to?
That's what I had heard from there. I don't know how they're pulling that off, but we only got to go 2 months, and then that means we just have Patty Mahomes take us through.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think the next season, if you start that early, it's going to be effective. Like, these guys, the Lakers have been there since July. Like, they've been in the bubble since July. That's a long time, man. You got to kind of decompress after this whole series. They look bored. Like, they kind of not bored, but you can tell those guys are kind of tired, man. I see it in their face. They're kind of mentally tired. They want to get it over with quick. Plus, I'm a big Laker fan.
Oh, you just want the trophy.
No, Magic Johnson is my religion, bro. Like, I am who I am because
that's fine. I mean, what you could have said.
I'm putting that in my taxes.
I was hoping you were Hawks, because ain't nobody got a problem with the Hawks.
Bro, listen.
Ooh.
The crazy thing is, I'm the biggest Lakers fan, but when they play the Hawks, I cheer for the Hawks.
Okay, that's
All right.
fair enough. We'll accept that. Well, speaking of the bubble and the NBA and everything, and you being down there and familiar with Atlanta, obviously, I'm sure you heard about what happened with Lou Williams. Can you tell us about that lemon pepper chicken at Magic City?
Oh, it's a real thing. Like, it's a real thing.
It
You
has
come-
to be.
If you come, you gotta try Atlanta lemon pepper wings, bro. And Magic City, I don't know what kind of wings they selling, because they do a $50 door charge, and I'm not paying that to go.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I can't pay $50 before I pay for wings. No thanks.
Yeah, I said strip clubs ain't really my thing. I'm not paying money just to go in and throw money away. Like that
Man
doesn't
after my
balance
own heart.
Huh?
He said, "Man after my own heart." That's my thing about strip clubs. I'm like, I don't have money to throw away at somebody just to go home by myself.
What?
Yeah.
But what if I told you guys that $50 got you all you can eat wings? Does that change your answer?
That's more interesting.
I'm back on board. I'm back on board.
You piqued my interest.
Yeah, right. Like, I feel like that's the right number for wings. Like, now if it's a Chinese buffet, it's got to be like 15. That's the ceiling there, because there's only so high you can go.
Exactly. But lemon pepper wings, Atlanta, 50. I'm in. I'm in.
So have you had the B Dubs or the what is it, the Wingstop ones? Because they both
Wingstop.
introduced it. Oh, so that's legit. The Wingstop ones are legit.
Oh, yeah, B-dubs. That's kind of commercial.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, that's all we got up here. Like, so that's how do I get Atlanta wings in South Ohio? Like, what's
South
the closest I can-
What city are y'all near?
Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Cincinnati has good food, right?
that's all right.
We got Skyline
What
Chili,
time-
man.
Go for chili.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
do
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. The
Now, this is where I invoke
chili.
my
But see, that's where we can't even talk about it, because if you go down to
Right.
Atlanta, you got to go to the Varsity, because that's where the real chili is.
chili dogs with coleslaw.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, yes. Now you're talking my language right there. But when you say chili, you mean like chili with black beans in it too, right? Or are you saying more of that meat sauce?
See, here's the thing with us, and y'all put noodles in y'all chili, right?
Yeah, you can put it.
Cincinnati does.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna claim
Okay.
ownership or nativeship here, but yes.
We don't do that. We go straight meat and some beans.
Yeah,
Not a-
see?
Just a few beans in. Like, we don't really do the beans.
You're not Texas style. You're not that far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our chili is more like sloppy joes, man. We like to put
Yeah.
nah, shit.
That's how chili's supposed to be. What are you drinking on tonight?
Oh, that's right. People are asking about that.
We're at the brewery. We drink a lot. We've been drinking this brewery called Wild Leap, one of the best breweries in Georgia. But right now I'm on the Terrapin.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Terrapin's a good. Yeah. Terrapin's a good brew. Let me ask you about your brewery, man. And now that you guys are kind of getting set up, you guys have done a lot of collabos with some pretty big name brew. Like, you guys were with Against the Grain for one of your beers.
Yeah.
Now that you're kind of getting your own space, are you looking at stopping the collaborations and starting focusing on just producing your own stuff, or are you still going to continue that on?
Definitely slowing down the collaborations. I'm at a point where I only want to do collaborations as a benefit, like going to raise money of some sort. But at this point, it's about building our brand as much as we can, and to really turn this all the way into a business, pretty much. Last 2 years, it's just been about doing beers with cool breweries just to get our name out and to create the relationship. But now it's about Atlantucky. We really want to build ourselves up so that we could bring something to the table. And, besides Nappy Roots, like, we want to say your brewery with our brewery and use our brewery's name, Atlantucky, as opposed to using Nappy Roots. So just building that brand up, and hopefully we've done what we're supposed to do the past 2 years.
Man, I got to tell you, you've had me excited because I remember when you guys first announced the brewery, like, starting it up, and you're gonna do the watermelon chicken and grits brew, and I couldn't wait, man. I was so pumped, and then we never got it. There was no distribution up to Cincinnati, and I was so bummed, man. So I'm hoping now that you guys are getting your own spot, that distro is gonna start pumping up, and you guys are gonna be able to start spreading your wings a little bit more.
Yeah, somehow we had the beer in Chicago. I don't know how we skipped Cincinnati.
Dang.
Oh, you had the
Yeah,
beer in Chicago because they be drunk up there all the time. So
maybe
Not only that, everybody skips Cincinnati if they got a choice.
yeah, exactly.
I like Cincinnati, man. It's a great place. But yeah, the beer was in Chicago, Kentucky, and Atlanta. You know, kind of weird stops, but yeah, the next move. One of the most frustrating things is that Nappy Roots is a national brand, and people asking us everywhere, like, "How can I get your beer? We want to get your beer." We get that question several times a day, and people don't understand that beer does not travel that well. And even when it does, it's hard to distribute beer across the country. People don't realize Budweiser, which is Anheuser and Busch, or Miller Coors, they've been doing this for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
So they've developed a distribution system to get their beer in every gas station across the country.
Well,
But
and
it takes a long time to build that kind of brand up.
and their beer is shit anyways. So like you ain't gonna miss out on that. Like we've seen the same kind of thing happen with local brewers here, where like there's only so far you can ship it on a semi. So like I guess that's the question. So when you guys start building your brand up, how are you looking at expanding that? Like, could you brew somewhere else and do that collabo? Would that still fit in your brand? Like, long story short, how do we get your beer? Because I'm thinking you're probably shipping to Louisville, Lexington, right? Like that's a short drive for folks in Cincy.
Well, it's really a statewide game. Like
Yeah.
it's statewide, and then you start inching outside of your state. Well, there's services that's popping up like Tabor, different services where
Beer
you can
drop?
order beer.
Oh,
What'd you say?
beer drop, our
Beer
other
drop?
sponsor.
Yeah, they popping up where you can get your beer sent all around the country. But like you said, the collaborations will be one way where we can influence different parts of the country. You know, make a beer with, like we have a beer with Full Circle in Fresno. I think we talked to Seven Sons or something.
Okay.
Son,
Up in Columbus? Yeah.
Ohio.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is it? Something with Son in the
Yeah,
name.
Seven Sons.
But Seven Sons. We've talked with them. We become friends with them. Possibly do a beer. We gotta finish getting our license and everything so that we can actually say, look, we're both splitting this beer 50-50. Because at this point, we're just a brand. You know, it's just a brand that says, hey, we're Nappy Roots, do a beer with us.
Right.
As opposed to us saying, look, what does this beer cost? We going 50-50 on it. Let's make 30 cents a piece off each can, whatever, you know. But the business is being taken care of on our end. And so once we do all of that, collaborations may come. But as we grow, man, like I say, Nappy Roots is a national brand. It helps us as opposed to just, you know, an average person starting a brewery. You know, it takes a while for them to develop a name outside of their city. So hopefully it happens sooner than later.
Now
So what's your favorite kind of beer to drink?
Yes, that's what I was gonna ask about that one. What's that recipe?
Listen, I'm a serious beer drinker, man. I'm very serious about beer. For years I've said stouts.
Yes.
I said stouts. I like a good stout. And it's stout season too. But
It's always stout
See,
season.
that's what I was.
I kind of disagree with that, bro.
Yes.
I slightly disagree. It's always time for a Guinness. Like I can always drink a Guinness, but some of those heavy stouts don't work in the summer for me.
So
but,
what you go ahead? Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say that's what you said you were digging stouts.
Yeah, I like in the summer I like a juicy IPA. I'm big on the hazies. I know it's trendy, but I'm on the wagon. I'm cool with it.
Just because it's trendy doesn't mean it's bad. Like we did a bunch of that this summer, a lot of the hazy IPAs. These guys have been pushing stouts, and I was saying, I'm like, man, it doesn't feel like stout season yet. So this morning when I wake up and it's like 40, I'm like, it feels like a stout day today. And I sent them a message, and then Cincinnati weather bit me. I got called out because it was 84 today.
And it's weird, right? Because soon as that cool chill come, you just start craving a nice stout.
Yes.
Just start craving it. I don't know what it is.
Are you into pumpkin beers at all? You get into pumpkin beers?
Around this time of year, yeah. I like a good pumpkin porter, pumpkin stout. Yeah, I love it.
That's
I
awesome.
was thinking beer that we made was a pumpkin porter, I think.
See, that's the way I feel like most
Nice.
breweries go the wrong way, and they try to do a pumpkin as an ale instead of doing it as like a porter or a stout. And I feel like that fits the pumpkin profile better, right?
Totally. I probably wouldn't have it no other way. Like I wouldn't think of a pumpkin IPA. That sounds terrible.
We've had them and they're not good.
They're gross, man. They're so gross.
They're not good.
I can't imagine.
All right, now you know what? So let's lean into this because I think I know R3's answer. But what is the worst beer you've ever had? And you don't have to name the name, but the flavor even. Like, because boys, I think I know where we would go with the worst beer we had on the show. So what was your worst flavor you've ever tasted?
I had a sour, and it tasted like popcorn butter, like just spat out buttery. And that's an off flavor when you're making beer. They test for that taste because some with diacetyl or something, and if something goes bad in the fermentation and gives it a buttery flavor. So if you ever taste it and put it down, that's something wrong with it.
It's good. So it's not supposed to taste like butter, but this one tasted like butter. Like, was it intentional?
Otherwise, I love the butteriest popcorn I can get. Like, I love that. But I'm
Crunchy kind.
I don't want it cold.
That doesn't sound good. I still feel like ours was worse. You know which one I'm talking about?
What was it?
I don't remember, Drew. I've had some terrible beers in my time.
I was gonna say I was trying to see if they would come up with the same one I had, because the one I'm thinking about it was that the one that was supposed to taste like the Coney Island Red Hots.
Oh, Jersey Long Hots.
Red Hot, yeah, the Jersey Red Hot. Oh god, it
sausage beer.
We made it into a punishment. It was so bad.
Everything doesn't work. We tried to make a pepper beer, and we used chili peppers. And you got to clean the peppers before you put them in the beer. So we cleaned them with moonshine and put them in the beer. And those peppers absorbed all of that moonshine.
Oh baby.
And they came out in the beer. It was pretty bad.
You know what the worst part is I want to ask you, do you have any of those peppers left? Because those would go great for my next Taco Tuesday.
Peppers don't go bad, do they?
Not really. The moonshine, I feel like they're preserved for all the time now.
Oh, those, yeah. I should start making those.
Right? Think about that. Moonshine peppers in your enchilada?
Scales, before we start talking music, man, I gotta know, like, craft beer, when people think craft beer, they think it's like these hipster white dudes with big beards and weird mustaches. So, like, from your perspective, how important is it for you to be a black business owner that owns a craft brewery in a market that's dominated by, like, white dudes?
I mean, it's very important. I think I probably wouldn't be doing it if that wasn't the case either, because there's a whole market that's kind of untapped in the craft beer. I personally love craft beer, and I want to be in the game anyway. But I think most breweries, the white mid-30s white male, craft beer has reached its ceiling with that person. Yep. So it's time for other people to come into the game. And plus, black people love beer.
Who don't love beer?
Who don't love beer? So it's like we deserve the best of the beer. Like, I consider craft beer better than what you get at most gas stations. It's better than the macro breweries.
Absolutely.
So I feel like black people deserve to sample that too. We should, because in Atlanta, you can go to restaurants where the meals are $50 meals, but you can only get a Heineken or a Corona or a Bud Light. So that's something we want to fix, especially in Atlanta, where it's it's a big black population, a big middle class population that will support craft beer. So we're trying to bridge that gap, man. I think both communities need it, the craft beer and the black community.
I agree, because it is, like, with it being dominated by, like, the same type of people over and over again, there's no, like, thinking from a different perspective, so everybody benefits from the outside, perspective coming in and putting a different spin on things.
Yeah, and I'll say this, man, the craft beer industry has been overwhelmed, like, just super welcoming, man. Like, just open arms, trying to inclusive, making sure everybody has a chance. We did the beer Black is Beautiful.
Nice.
That several breweries did across the country. I think it was a brewery out of San Antonio.
Was that a ported? Do we have that one?
Yeah, we've got it.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are white breweries. None of these are black breweries that reached out to us and reached out to other people to do this beer. And it just showed solidarity, man. And the craft beer industry is so much better than so many other industries I've seen. Like, it's very inclusive.
I'll tell you this real quick then. I know you said you're trying to steer away from the collabos, but we just had a brewery actually open up like down the block from me, Esoteric Brewing in Cincinnati, minority owned, LGBT friendly like brewery, doing stuff right. They just come up. They've been renovating this historical building now for it's been like a year, and they just opened. So if you're looking for a collabo in Cincy, I can hook you up. But I'm just trying to throw it out there because it's awesome to see that kind of stuff popping up and seeing, you know, communities unite around stuff that, like you said, everyone loves beer. You know what I mean? So if you've got a great beer, like, you know, let's just come together, man.
Let's come together. Let's do it. Esoteric, I've heard of them.
Have you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
We usually do 100 shows a year as Nappy Roots. So that's about 80 different cities, man, a year that we're going. And these are small towns all over the place, and people talk. We use breweries as like a watering hole to promote, because you know, you get a good pulse of the city when you go to a brewery. And it's a good place for us to meet people and tell them we performing tonight. And it goes from there, and to get a good buzz, you know, without getting.
Oh, yeah. Well, and you know you're getting good beer.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What's it like doing music still after all these years? You guys are 22 years in the game. What's it like doing music now still?
I mean, it's different. I will say that. Like, it's just, we're older, man. Music can't mean the same to you that when you was 20 years old.
Sure.
It's just no way it can, man. You got kids, you got bills, you got mortgages, businesses. We were sleeping on couches and sharing hamburgers when we made our first album. So now it's just a totally different feeling, but it's a business. But this album, we just took our time, really focused on it. And I think it came out as one of our best albums. Came out September 25th, called 40. And it's a great album, man. It's fun still. It's really, recording the album is fun to be in the studio with my brothers, because we don't hang together every day like we did in college or when we was kids. So now it's like, man, we together again. Let's turn up. For about 4 days, we just go hard.
Wait. You did that whole album in 4 days?
Well, we do increments of 4 days.
All right.
Yeah. Because half of the crew is Louisville, Kentucky, and half of us in Atlanta. So they come down, and it's 4 days of. It's a lot.
That face said it all right there. It's a boys' weekend. That's what it is.
Friendly or what?
Yeah. The girls get the kids. The girls get the kids. It's a boys' weekend.
We get a hall pass that week. Let me put it like that.
So, anyways, Mike, I think you have some more questions before this recording that's airing live with why I was able to dial in was something along the lines.
So this album, and congratulations on the new album, because I would agree with you, man. It is such a good album, and I would definitely probably put it as one of your best. Like, I've had it on repeat nonstop since it dropped. Like your style. I think what I like most about Nappy Roots was, like, even back in the day, I'm a senior in high school, and like Nappy Roots hits the scene and like pops off, and like everybody at the time, you got like Manny Fresh and the big timers are rapping about like gator boots, and you guys just come in with like, nah, man, like we grew up poor, shit was hard for us, and like you guys have this mellow, like soulful sound. It's just amazing. And this album, besides the fact that like the beats are amazing, like the message behind the whole album is just fantastic, man. So just hats off to you for that. Like, what was it like sitting down to be like, all right, it's time to write this? Clearly you guys had a lot of stuff on your mind with everything going on in the world right now. You put that out in your music. Like, What's going through your head as you're writing those verses?
Man, for me, I just try to just write what comes to my head, and not try to change it and overthink it. It's hard not to think about social injustice. You might hear that in a few songs. But for me, I didn't want to overdo that either. And you can't overdo it. I shouldn't say that. But I wanted to my whole thing is keeping you entertained while sliding in messages. Some people come to music to get away from some of the stuff going on in the world. But I also think that people want to know that some of their favorite artists are thinking about this stuff right along with them. That some of their favorite artists will speak on these situations that are affecting the neighborhoods. And for me, it was just like, take your time. As a 40-something-year-old rapper, I don't force myself on songs no more. Like, growing up early in the game, it was like, I got to get on this song. I got to get on this song. Now it's more like I listen. If it reflects how I feel, I get on it. If it don't, I just wait till the feeling come, if it come at all. So I like the way we record. Now I feel no pressure at all. And the music comes out better when you do that, I think.
Dude, that's awesome. That's like super insightful, and it's great to hear that too, because you're right. Like, whether it's music, whether it's sports, whether it's beer, to a safe extent, people do go to a lot of this stuff to escape. And I mean, it's not been easy on, frankly, anyone, but there's even more important things at stake that people need to recognize. And that, I don't know, just trying to find a way to adapt and relate to each other and make sure you can be compassionate to your neighbor, to your friend, to your colleague in these situations where a lot of it's coming to a head, man. And it's, I don't know. And it's always good to feel that kind of, you can feel almost the compassion, the thought that was in this album, man. You're like, y'all were just, you're like, that makes so much sense when you said how you were recording about it, when you hear it in the music, man.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. I really hope people do. Because we're not, man, we understand we may never be back at that status where we're all over MTV, if there's even an MTV anymore.
I was just gonna say, you don't want to be on MTV no more. It's just another Teen Mom. You're good.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're not chasing it, man. We just we live in our lives. We work for ourselves. We still can do another album if we want to. We open the brewery because we want to. We hang together. We wake up when we want to, and so we live in a chill life. So we're not pressured to make what's hot right now. You heard on the album is exactly how we feel.
I will say, I think you may have just dropped the hook for another single, though. We chill when we want to. We open the brewery when we want to. We wake up when we want to. We're just living our life. Like,
Drew.
Hey, man, look, I'm over here trying to pound the streets still and get Crap Root Sports out there. Like, I respect the game, and I'm just trying to, help us all help each other out. That's all.
Let's do it. Yeah,
right?
Let's get to the money.
So what in you guys' career and you personally, what's the biggest moment where even you took a second to be like, damn, like, look at where we are, you've done the All-Star game for NBA, you've been on Madden, like what moment is like, wow, for you?
Oh, it's been a couple times being on stage where it's like, damn, we really, like, this many people came to see us. But I think doing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performance in Cleveland, that's when it was on MTV, and it was a lot of people, probably 500 to 1,000 people, but it was staged. Like, you had MTV, you had the big cameras on cranes and everything, and it just felt like, man, this is really official. Like, this is official. I know, I got a better one. 7 weeks into our first album coming out, our manager comes over to me and he's like, y'all just made David Letterman. This is 7 weeks after. And he said, y'all on David Letterman. And the first song was Oh No. That was the song that broke Oh No, Hell No.
Yes.
And I started the song off. And it's a live performance on David Letterman. When they roll the curtain back, it's like, it's time to go. Shining roll. And it's a live band. Skinny Deville in the house, y'all.
What up, Skinny?
What up, Skinny?
Baby.
And it was on me to start the whole song. Like my first song was like $48, and it was live on NBC or whatever David Letterman was on, and it was like, whoa, this shit is all on me, bro. This is a big deal.
Damn.
We made it. Then we did Jay Leno 3 times, and that by then we was smoking weed on Jay Leno in the back.
So, all right, you hear it here first. Jay Leno, not a big deal. David Letterman, super big deal. It matters.
But Jay Leno had us 3 times, so we felt comfortable by the second time. We was smoking in the green room.
Wait, so like, is that a thing you can just do on all these shows? Like, smoking in the green room ain't no big deal, even if you're in New York, where it ain't illegal yet.
Once you get to that level, like if you on Jay Leno, come on, bro, you can do what you want. David Letterman.
Speaking of which, no joke. I legit had. Never mind.
Scales, we only got a couple.
Live.
I know you got a little bit of time with us, and we appreciate you taking this time. Again, Nappy Roots' new album 40 out now. Stream it, download it wherever you get your music. Hit them up. We got a couple more questions for you if you got a few more minutes for us. We got
Skinny Deville in here, man. If y'all don't know, this is one of the
hell yeah.
Y'all considered original members, but this guy and Ron Clutch started the group before I was even thinking about Kentucky, man. So brother right here, Skinny Deville.
That was a nice drop in, man. It's pretty awesome to just be sitting there. All of a sudden, Skinny walks in there and was like, "Oh shit! All right, there we go."
If he wants to answer questions too, we can throw them out to both of y'all.
Yes.
Anyone can get on these quick hitters.
So we'll do this. We play a game on our show. It's like Marry Fuck Kill, but we do sip, chug, drain, pour. Beer theme. So when you retweeted our the promo for the show, you had mentioned you love sports, you love music, and you love beer, and you don't know which one you like more. So, sip, chug, drain, pour, sports, beer, or music.
Okay, say that again. Say the last
one. Sip, chug, drain, pour, Marry, fuck, kill. Sports, beer, or music.
Oh man! So I got it
right.
I got to choose one. I get rid of one.
You drain pour one.
Go.
Yeah, one of them's got to go.
No. Hold on now. This is Scales. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
That's a good point.
First of all,
I want to play fair, so I got to get rid of one.
Yeah, get rid of one that you'll do for the rest of your life, and one that it's like, all right, one time, and then it's done.
Hall pass style.
Oh shit! I think I listen to so many podcasts now. I think I can get rid of music.
Wow.
That is not what I would expect.
I know. I can't get rid of this. Like,
that's true. That is your business, actually. That's a good point.
This keeps me insane, and this is my newest business. Sports really keep me sane. Damn, that's tough. Music or sports? Because I can't play sports anymore. Too old. But I have to have my ESPN every morning, man. So I don't know. I think music gets the chopping block, and I replace that with a podcast.
Man, all right. Skinny, you want to jump in on that one?
Yeah, I'll get rid of sports.
No hesitation. Sports is out.
Yeah, I like to look at like the finals and shit, like the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals. Give me the cliff notes of what happened that day in Sports Center, or the Monday night quarterback and shit. I'll learn, figure out what happened after that, but I don't care about that much over music and what was the other one? Beer.
You see, you don't even know what the other one is. He's like, it doesn't matter over the other two. I'll ask you, do you only want the highlights because all you care about is whether you're up or down your bookie? Is that where you're coming from?
No, I don't gamble.
Oh, that's fair. All right. I was just trying to see.
Just you, Drew.
Yeah, it is. Drew, stop projecting, Drew. Stop projecting.
My bad, man.
All right.
I worked hard in my life to fuck it off on chance. I don't gamble.
That's right.
And that's why I bet $2 at a time. Because all I need to know is I was right and Vegas was wrong.
I can't afford to lose that shit. It pissed me off.
I respect that.
I hate losing my keys on my lighter. It pisses me off. Scales knows.
I tell you what, my wife would kill me if I told her I chose beer out of the two, one of the two. So
that's
I I probably should switch that.
That's cool. Our wives don't listen to the show, so
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
All right, Scales. We got one last thing that we like to do. Every single one of our guests, we do these quick hitter questions. We got a Facebook group, and like these are like the hot topics that are debated. So first thing that pops into your head, no right or wrong answers, just what you feel is the right thing for this quick hitter. I'm gonna turn it over to Scott. Scott, when you're ready, hit my man Scales with the quick hitters.
I'm gonna interject real quick and say there are wrong answers, but we'll tell you what the wrong answers are after you answer. But anyway, here we go.
All right. Okay. All
right. Plain cake donuts, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Pineapple pizza, yay or nay?
Nay.
Incorrect.
No, that's right. You're right. You're right.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
It's
Yeah, I was
from
gonna say,
it's
you
from
live down
Atlanta.
in
That was a
Atlanta.
no-brainer. I could have told you that one.
As soon as I read that, I'm like, hold on a second. This isn't for people in Atlanta.
There you go.
All right.
Anytime.
When it comes to chicken wings, drums or flats?
Damn, I just made the life change. I just made flats.
Yes.
I've
Wow.
never
Correct.
said in my life. I've
Correct.
never said in my life, but flats, man.
Correct.
I've really learned that.
We out here with these Atlanta Braves, and I know you saw Ronnie hit that big bomb yesterday to start the game. So bat flips, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, correct. All right. When you button your shirt, do you button it from the top down or from the bottom up?
Top down.
That's weird, man. That's weird.
That's
Honestly,
exactly.
the fact that
I was
any of
top
you know.
down.
That's weird, man. You gotta start from the bottom and come back up.
So wait, for one, who remembers how to button a shirt anymore after this pandemic? Because I haven't buttoned a shirt.
Yeah, I hadn't. What is the button up?
Right? Exactly. Is that my hoodie with the zipper?
We're staying in that same realm. So when you zip your pants, do you zip your pants and then button, or button then zip?
Kind of had 60% zip first.
That's correct answer. You're good.
Do you have an Excel sheet with the times that you go pee and have to get your pants in? Because man, that was a specific number.
Are IPAs just pumpkin spice lattes for white dudes?
Yeah.
Correct.
And now here's where it gets real serious. All right, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. The last three are the most serious ones.
These are the
we
game
have.
face ones.
All right, game face one. All right. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Correct answer.
Incorrect.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No.
Correct.
Correct
good.
answer. And finally, Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
He had all three, ladies and gentlemen, with the walk-off. This deals with all three questions that matter. The correct answer.
Wow, brings it home when it counts. Would you say that was 23 at the free throw line, sinking just freebies?
that was I stepped it up. The last final quarter, very Jordan-esque.
Like LeBron with that block.
Yeah, LeBron's nice, man, but he's got to win probably 3 more chips to.
No, wait. 3 more after Friday because they won another one. He's got his 4th now, right? Is that how that math works?
Yeah, he's got to win 3 more.
I'm sorry. How many finals did Jordan play with Boobie Gibson as his accompanying guard? Just curious.
I'm strong, like, well, you know.
Yeah, that Boobie, he came out, man. Come on now.
No, you know what? I give it to LeBron is probably the most amazing talent since Wilt Chamberlain, who we don't mention enough.
Yes, absolutely.
Dominant athlete on the court.
And Bill Russell.
Wilt was way more dominant, speak just as a human. But
absolutely.
But Mike, we all know Mike was something different.
That's right.
It just was, man. I can't even put my finger on it. It was something different.
So over the course of this summer, Scott did a segment every week about The Last Dance that was released that next week. So I want to give you a shot right here to essentially give us your Last Dance recap, thoughts, feelings, emotions, what they left on the cutting room floor.
It saved all of us because we had no sports. It saved all of us. So we tuned in like it was the greatest thing ever. It exposed so much about that team. It showed a lot about Mike. But the most I learned from it was Scottie Pippen was so underpaid.
Oh,
that was
man.
That was the most revealing thing to me. Like I had no idea he was that underpaid. And also the fact that they weren't sure they was gonna win that last one. Like as a kid growing up watching it, you just felt like and Mike to do it again. Yeah. But it wasn't really for sure. Like it wasn't for sure that they was gonna win it, but they willed it, and it was inspiring, very inspiring.
Like, I don't know about you, but I was like, that dude was in Space Jam. Like, what is the issue here? Like, I don't know why there's a question.
Yeah, see, you younger, man. See, I'm a house fan. I love Dominique Wilkins, and we never could get a championship. We couldn't win dunk contest because of Michael Jordan. He was just in the way.
Look, I feel you. I can't say that much because I'm from Detroit. Like, I barely remember the Isaiah years, and then it's just been dumpster trash until we had that one shining moment against the Spurs. But yeah, it's tough. It's a grind, man. Like, how about them Lions, huh?
I mean, I'll stick with
at least you had Mike Vick.
The NBA, I'm a Matthew Stafford fan too, though. I like Matt Stafford. But
them dogs, huh?
How about them dogs? I really feel like the NBA needs Detroit. We miss Detroit Pistons. It's been way too long, like since they've been good. We need to go find me for Detroit Pistons.
How about this? Actually, let's split the difference. Let's just put Detroit's talent / assets in Atlanta and build the Hawks up. I'd rather see that. Trae Young's got something.
He got some. He can't, like, I could score on Trae Young. Like he can't,
obviously, but you could also score on James Harden.
Well, he stepped it up a little bit. Trae cannot guard. But I like our Hawks team. A couple more pieces will be there. We'll be there.
Scales, I want to thank you, man. This has been absolutely awesome tonight. I know Skinny was in. He's trying to get you out. So thank you so much for hanging late with us, man, and doing this interview. Where can people follow you guys, follow Nappy Roots, follow the brewery on Twitter? What's your handles and your socials?
Hit us up, man. I'll make it real simple. Nappy Roots. Search Nappy Roots. I don't want to confuse anybody. Any app that you own, just type in Nappy Roots, nappyroots.com. New album is out called 40. Again, search Nappy Roots. I think everybody should know how to work the internet by now.
Yeah, you would hope. Also, by the way, I was about to throw shade because like you would hope, and then my wife gets on my computer, and then I remembered right after we were done saying how none of our wives listen, she posted in the comments saying, "The one show I tune into, ha 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 ha." So I'm gonna just have to get real drunk here at the end of the show because it's gonna be bad. But appreciate it, Scales. This has been best show ever.
Yeah, Scales. Cheers, my man. Thank you so much.
Hey, and one last thing.
Mate.
Go Braves.
Go Braves. I will drink to that. Yes,
Scales, Nappy Roots, thank you so much, man. Best of luck on the brewery. Best of luck on the album. We really appreciate you, man.
Thank you for joining us.
I'll be tuning in, man. Thank y'all.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, man. That was Fish Scales from Nappy Roots, everybody. Man, what a damn good interview. My man brought it. I can't believe he sat around for like 15 extra minutes with us.
I was going to say, like, the show's over now, right? Like, what the fuck else are we going to do after this?
Yeah, I was just going to say, nobody really cares. I'm already watching the numbers go down.
No blame.
Well, I guess before the numbers drop too much, we should probably do some of the sponsorship stuff because that is
absolutely
how we get
possible.
Beer
Drop in the house.
Pays on this one. So give it up for Beer Drop, everybody. If you guys are looking for delicious craft beer like you can find at Atlantucky, hit up Beer Drop. They've got amazing award-winning craft beers delivered straight to your door, starting for just under $4 a serving. All you got to do, head on over to craftbrewsports.com/beerdrop for $5 flat shipping. Also, let's give a shout out to Boss Man Brands. Whether you're rocking that crazy quarantine beard, little 5 o'clock shadow, or that baby face, Boss Man Brands can help you out. Head on over to bossmanbrands.com, use the code SPORTS, and get 15% off your entire order. Sell out. All right, fellas. I'm like, that was...
Where do we go from here besides down?
I mean, it's definitely going to go down, but I think we should probably go on deck. Let's do some on deck to bring this show back.
Yeah.
Who's leading off on deck this week? Who we got on deck? For those of you that have never seen the show before, this is normally the part that we do at the beginning of the show. We give you the stories that lead us off for the week, our favorite stories from the week. So, Drew, when you're ready, man, you are on deck. Thank you, Ed. Ed saying, hell of a job. That was great. Whew. Fantastic. Drew, you're up, bud.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry if my reaction time is slow, but I've been taking precautions to protect myself against COVID. I don't know if you guys heard the latest news, but smoking weed saves you from COVID. I don't know if you heard that. There was a study released by university professors at South Carolina that said injecting THC into mice prevented the syndrome in lungs that leads to COVID's fatalities, if you will. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to come down from that interview and like transition because like I had a thing prep before the show and then like all of that happened. So can we like reset?
Yeah, no, you're good,
like,
man. That's a good. That's a good.
Weird that we're not
story.
talking to Scales anymore. Like, dude, crushed it for us.
It was such a good interview, but that's a good on deck story, Drew. So basically, what you're saying,
weed cures COVID. That's what it is.
If you're
prevents your lungs from falling over, it's fine. It's a scientifically controlled study with statistical significance less than p = 0.05. I don't know, man. I'm fucked. Scales.
Also soccer.
Oh, yeah. Arsenal fired, or no, they made their mascot redundant. Mazito's
oh, look at that, Drew. Sorry, the music playing.
Man.
Scott, you're on deck.
Well, I am on deck, but I'm going to need that music. Cue that conspiracy music for this story, because this story has all the makings of bullshit, especially where the NFL is involved. So I'm going to wait for Mike a little bit.
Got you. I got you. It's there. It's there.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay. So this week they started letting fans back into NFL games a little bit at a time. It's weird because the Bengals never had fans that wanted to go to games before, and now they're all clamoring to get in. Weird as shit. But little by little, fans are starting to get back in NFL stadiums, and what better time to rock an NFL shirt, if you will, to an NFL game? A Kansas City Chiefs fan, not that one that everybody knows from the group, but a different one, is now my hero, because this dude got kicked out of the Chiefs game, and he was wearing a shirt that is very popular on this show and elsewhere, but it's got Roger Goodell with a giant clown nose on it. I'm not gonna talk about where that shirt originated from or who originated that shirt. It doesn't matter. It's a very timely and poignant shirt. Sean Payton once wore it to a press conference, and basically we all know that Roger Goodell is a clown. Now here's where the conspiracy part comes in, because the statement from the Chiefs personnel is that he was absolutely not kicked out for wearing the shirt. It had nothing to do with the shirt. It was because he broke the fan code of conduct, which sounds very suspicious. There's nothing else. I couldn't find anything else to this story. Nobody else was saying anything about him being belligerent or doing anything that he shouldn't have been. So yeah, it seems very suspicious that a guy wearing a Roger Goodell t-shirt with a clown nose on Roger Goodell would get thrown out of an NFL game. I'm just saying.
It's like
pretty odd to me.
I gotta feel like you're a little conflicted on this, Scott, because on one hand, yes, Goodell, if that is the case, if Goodell happened to see that and was like, get him out of here, and they yanked the fan, on one hand, come on, Goodell, like, grow some thicker skin. But on the other hand, That would be the pettiest of team petties, and I feel like you got to respect that a little bit, right?
I mean, I do. I could only imagine Goodell sitting there watching all the games on a monitor, and somehow, some chance, camera pans by, and it's like, is that a motherfucking Goodell clown shirt? And he picks up the phone, dials directly into the Kansas City like security system, and was like, "Hey, up in that section, yeah, that guy, get him out of there." Yeah. Like that picture, that mental image, hilarious. But also, Roger Goodell, you are a clown. So
Scott,
I mean,
that's fair and all, but like honestly, that's the made-for-TV movie version of it. What really happened is a computer program ran on Goodell's central processor and found it because he's a robot. Like he doesn't scan TV. He just plugs himself into a wall when he's not on camera and just sits there vacant until pick out that man.
I love the Drew random weird tangent conspiracy theories.
You know.
It's one of my favorite parts of this show.
I'm just trying to support Scott here because he's absolutely right. Like that's what happened.
Yeah, well, and I mean, again, specifically the security saying it wasn't the shirt. Like, we can guarantee you it wasn't the shirt, but it was reason.
It wasn't the shirt, and
unrelated,
it wasn't COVID protocols. Because, like, that's what I expected to hear is like, oh, he didn't have a mask on. Because, like, in today's day and age, what a great way to just toss someone out without having anyone like fight you on it.
It's a good point.
I'd be like, oh yeah, dude wasn't wearing a mask and staying 6 feet apart, so we tossed him. But they didn't even go to that.
All right. Roger Goodell, the ultimate piece of shit, as always. All right, let's go to me to round out on deck this week.
Let's go to me.
Let's throw it to Mike. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. All right.
Charge.
Our favorite major league eater was making the rounds this week. First of all, did you guys know that it was National Taco Day recently?
Yes, absolutely. Of course,
I had no idea that it was National Taco Day. I
work
tacos.
at a news station. I don't have a choice but to know.
Well, bro, I have 3 different taco products in my kitchen.
Joey Chestnut decided to celebrate National Taco Day. Now, normally he would celebrate National Taco Day by being at Pacific Park World Taco Eating Championship, where he is the defending champ. He ate a ridiculous amount of street tacos last year to win that title. But since COVID's going on, nothing's going on, so he decided to celebrate at home by eating a 12-pound walking taco in 38 minutes. For those of you that don't know, a walking taco is basically like a bag of chips that you crunch up and then you put taco ingredients inside of it and then you eat it with a fork. He ate a 12-pound walking taco. Here were the ingredients that were in this: 2 pounds of Doritos, 3 pounds of ground beef. He ate 3 pounds of ground beef. 2+ pounds of cheese, 1+ pound of salsa, 6 avocados, onions, and sour cream. What? And then he used his signature green hatch and jalapeno sauce. Joey Chestnut is a freak of nature.
No, I'm not impressed unless he ate that 12-pound walking taco while actually walking.
Okay, well, how about this? He did it in 38 minutes.
Yep, still don't care.
He did it in less than an episode of Fargo. He ate a 12-pound walking taco.
Dude, you give me a 6er or these Gulo Gulo Wolverine State Brewing Company brews, that much food in 38 minutes and it'll be gone. Like, that's not impressive. If he eats a walking taco while walking, then okay, fine.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's 38 minutes of a 12-pound walking taco, bro.
I also feel like his proportions rough.
Dude, you could give me 38 weeks to eat a walking that much of a walking taco and I would struggle.
Are you kidding me? How many Mexican pizzas you put down, Scott?
We're up to 8.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, bruv.
But I didn't do that in, 38 minutes. That was over the course of a month and a half.
Because you didn't want to.
Well,
you chose to. That's different. I believe in you. You could do it.
Well, there you go. There's your stories for On Deck.
Only 6 avocados.
6. Well, it said 6+ avocados. I don't know if that's if that makes any difference for you there. But that's still 12 pounds, dude. That's so much food. Like, I don't even know how this dude's
38 minutes is actually a really impressive time.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Drew, for letting.
But 2 pounds of Doritos. Like, what does that even look like? Like, How does that
Also,
happen?
Thank you, Matt Barr, for nobody on the show reacted to my frame of reference for the time, and Matt Barr pointing out what a frame of reference for the time, less than
Biscuit.
an episode of Fargo. Thank you, Matt Barr, for just getting me. I appreciate
No, I mean,
you, bro.
I got it, but it wasn't worth noting.
What? Have you been watching this season, Drew?
No.
You're not watching the season of Fargo with Chris Rock?
No, I wait until the seasons are done before I watch stuff that's not The Last Dance.
You're such a weirdo. You are
Dude, I
such a
can't.
weirdo.
I don't do well waiting week to week. I lose interest.
Scott, are you watching this season of Fargo?
I've been told that it's amazing, and I am all in on all things Fargo, but the kids and the move have kind of effed everything up for me, so I am behind. I have not started it
Well,
yet,
luckily
but
you're only 3
it's on
episodes
the-
back.
I was gonna say it's on the docket to do because I love the first. What is this season 4?
This is
I was gonna
4,
say, I
yeah.
loved it. The third season was a little meh, but the first 2 were amazing.
How do they continue to get such big names for Fargo? Like you had
I don't know, because I think after everybody saw Billy Bob and the story they wrote and how well that did, it's one of those things where it'd be like, hey, man, a Fargo, if they call, like, to put them through.
right. I'm gonna be on Fargo. That's
Because
what-
that was an amazing single, self and secluded. I don't know what the fuck word I'm trying to think of, but self-contained. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to think. Self-contained story and season where it's like it didn't need to attach, and it kind of did to the movie loosely, but it hasn't really from anything else. And
Yeah.
I mean, I would want to be a part of that if I was an actor.
This season
Well,
is a big departure from all of the previous seasons. They take a step back in time. We're back in the 50s, but it's solid, man. I'm all on board on this season of Fargo. Plus, Chris Rock just kills it, man. Kills it every time.
So is this Showtime or HBO?
FX.
FX, so swing and a miss.
Okay, yep, absolutely. I was gonna say because it's a premium thing. Like they pay these actors well to do this show, but it's also really well produced and written. So you want to attach your name to that kind of project, but I didn't think it was FX.
Oh yeah, and it's good, man. It's real good. All right, let's.
Has it always been FX?
Yeah, it's always been FX. It was like one of
Weird.
the first big time things that FX ran with. Let's get into our picks for this week. I know Scott had to step away for a minute, but he'll be back.
Yeah.
So let's get into our picks for this week. Let's lock it in. We got to
Didn't
recap.
go well.
We got to recap last week. Well, it didn't go well for you or Scott, but it kind of went well for me. I seemed to do all right. I don't know about I don't know about you. For those of you keeping track at home, last week we decided to do some over-unders instead of just picking against the spread.
Yeah.
Drew had Auburn at Georgia, and he picked the over at 44.5. For the first time this season, that SEC defense really showed up for you, man, and screwed you over.
I mean, seriously, right? Like the one game all friggin' season that someone actually plays defense and not terrible offense.
Well, and in fairness, I think what screwed you over in that game was Georgia really put it on Auburn. They won the game 27-6. Auburn just
Right,
couldn't get
yeah.
anything going, and then nobody scored in the fourth quarter because you got
And
Georgia.
and that's what killed me. Is again, like I said last week, I figured someone would pop something, a bubble screen, a kick return, I don't know, like an off tackle dive, but nothing. It was people actually know how to tackle in the SEC apparently.
No, they don't. They just have two really bad offenses playing against each other. That was the problem right there.
Yeah, because Georgia has a quarterback.
Right. Scott took an L as well. He picked Cleveland at Dallas, and he picked the under 55.5. And I do have to say, he called it from the beginning. Like when we first were talking, he was like, I'm going to get a text after the first quarter when it's 21-21 and I'm screwed the rest of the way. And he was 100% right. At halftime, it was 31-14. Went to 41-14 like early in the second half. That was before the third quarter even ended. So he's already at the line, basically. The next point puts him over. Dallas had their crazy fourth quarter comeback. They even pulled. I can't believe Dallas almost pulled off that upset. Like they almost came back.
They recovered an onside kick this year.
They did. Nobody ever.
So it's a Cinderella story over there in Dallas.
Nobody ever recovers an onside kick.
It is not a thing that ever happens in video games or real life.
It really isn't. Like I
No.
wish they would have just done away with the onside kick like they were talking about doing, because it's just
Or
so
do it XFL
unsuccessful.
style, right? What was it like? You do a 4th and 10 from a
Well, that's what they were
35
talking
or
about doing.
something?
They were talking about doing a 4th and 15,
Yeah.
and if you get it, you keep the ball, and if you don't get it, they take over wherever you turn the ball over.
That to me sounds absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I think that sounds fantastic. But he takes the L on that one. Clearly way over on that line of 55.5 when they hit it. The final hit at 87. So just
and I don't want to say the best part, but the best part is Nick Chubb got hurt in like the first quarter, right?
Right. It was early on in that game.
So like their best offensive player goes down, and then they put up 8 billion points.
Crazy. And they still like they gave up a ton too. That's the other thing. Like they gave up that big comeback. So whatever. Also Biscuit throwing out the challenge here, Drew. Sorry, we got to take a break from Lock It In.
I mean, whatever, dude. I will eat 4 pounds of biscuits tomorrow if he wants to watch.
No, he says whenever you want to eat a 4-pound walking taco, he will eat one too, and we can see who eats more faster. He'll even drive to Cincinnati. So we can have an eat-off between you and Biscuit.
I mean, I'm game.
Question, who has to buy the meat? Because I don't want to buy 4
Well, see, that's
pounds.
what I'm going to say is I ain't going to make that shit, though. Like, you think I'm going to put that much work into a 4-pound taco? Like, there's like 6 ingredients we had to prepare. Like, if I can Uber Eats that from Taco Bell, then, all right, this weekend, what are you doing Saturday? I'm pretty sure I'm free.
Dear Taco Bell, do you serve 4-pound walking tacos?
Do you serve those? Yes. With 6+ avocados.
Start the Twitter campaign at Taco Bell. Can we get 4-pound walking tacos on the menu? I know you're taking everything off the menu, but can we get 4
I was going
pound?
to say, yeah, we don't need no potatoes. There's no potatoes involved or whatever. You can even throw a slushie on the side if you want to make a promotion out of it. Fine.
I had the lone win for the week. I picked the Navy at Air Force game. I shouldn't say I picked it. I was stuck with it, and I took the under at 48. Navy apparently still doesn't know how to tackle. I don't know if you know that. They still have no idea what they're doing. Navy is god.
Did they know how to do that last year?
Well, they at least practiced. They didn't do it. They didn't practice at all this year. Air Force came out. This is their one of 2 games this year, and they wanted to make it count. So they're guaranteed a 500 record.
Trophy is worth something, don't you know?
Well, they're guaranteed at least a 500 record, and also really almost blew this one because that line came in. It was 48, and Air Force won that one 40-7. So just hitting the under on that one. A little scary on that one, man.
Who would have thought there'd be 7 possessions in that game?
Right.
To get you to 49 points.
Right.
Yeah. I guess when you go 3 and out a lot, that really, changes the game, if you will.
That's a good point. So let's take a look at the standings as they are right now. I move into first place for the first time this season with a 2-2-1 record.
But it's okay because you have no soul, so I'm all right with
Drew
it.
dropping to second place at 2-3, and then Scott still hanging out in the basement at 1-3-1, just absolutely picking terribly like we assumed he would all year long.
And you know what the best part is like 2 years ago, he sold this narrative that you were the idiot who didn't know how to pick anything at all and you were terrible. But over the balance of the show, he's like barely 300. And you're at least, well, I'm not going to kick you out of the house, but you should go to Gamblers Anonymous.
I am at a 50% clip at this point, just under 50%. I'm not bad. I'm decent gambler to be just under 50%, right? That's not a bad record.
The Sharks are 52%, so yeah.
There you go. I'm right in line there. Matt Barr wanting to know why is that Scott's picture? That is Scott's picture because it was a picture that has been circulated around the Facebook group for a long time. Tyson, good friend of the show, was able to dig that one up.
Don't expect us to change.
Man, it is such a good picture, and anytime I can bring back Scott and his creepy mustache, I will. And I do. So that's why that's his picture.
I can't wait till he brings it back in like February.
Oh yeah, it's gonna come back. It might come back next month for No Shave November.
Oh, No Shave November. Is that a thing we're doing or?
Sure, we can. Maybe we can work with Boss Man Brands and get something going on with that.
And get like super creepy about it, right? Because that's what's gonna happen. Have you seen us?
Speak for yourself, bro. I can grow.
That's
a decent
why I
beard.
shave once every 2 weeks. Don't want to end up on SVU, even though, what's her name is smoking hot.
We'll do our picks here in 1 second. We'll give Scott a minute to get back onto the show here. So we'll give him 1 second.
Stabler. What's Stabler's partner?
I don't know, man. I haven't watched Law and Order since, I don't know. I'm not a 60-year-old
SVU,
man.
This is different.
Oh, okay. Law and Order SVU is different from Law and Order. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, while Drew's figuring out his old man TV show viewing, let's give a shout out to More Labs. Drink one bottle of Morning Recovery while you're partying, and you can bounce back quickly the next morning, guaranteed. All you got to do, just go to morelabs.com and use the code SPORTS at checkout for 20% off your non-subscription purchase. That's it. That's all you got to do. Morelabs.com. Use the code SPORTS. Get 20% off your entire order. All right, man.
Olivia Benson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have never guessed that. I have no idea.
No, I know. It's okay. Also known as Mariska Hargitay.
Yep, still got nothing on that one, bro. All right, let's do this. We'll come back to
The attractive brunette on NBC.
The only time I watch NBC is when it's Sunday Night Football and Notre Dame. Yeah, exactly. I don't watch NBC.
They got commercials.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to commercials, bro.
Dude, is he taking a deuce? Like, if we're allowed pee breaks here, like, I'd like to be put on the list. But holy crap, man.
He might be. All right, listen, here's what we're going to do. While we're waiting for Scott to come back, we're going to go into this new segment that I thought of. This is a new one.
Wait, we're not picking?
Not yet. We'll wait until Scott comes back, and then we'll pick.
Well, so because he decided to leave us, can you and I make an accord to favorably pick the games, at least, in our favor here?
Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. We'll pick Scott's game.
I just wanted an advantage.
So here's what we'll do. We'll talk it out. We'll be realistic, and we will pick Scott's game for him.
No, we can assign the games, I'm saying, and then make our actual picks after the fact.
No, because I don't want you researching. I don't want you to research your game,
Damn
Drew.
it.
That's
right,
against the rules of
then
lock
let's
it
just
in.
punt, okay?
Okay, you want to punt it? You want to go to the next segment? We'll come back?
I don't want to pick for Scott. I want him to lose on his own accord.
Okay, fair enough.
I just want to cheat him because he's not here right now.
The last time we picked for somebody on the show, by the way, Joe threatened to quit. And then here he is.
Hey, speak of the devil.
There he is.
What did I do now?
You got to get that 12-pound walking taco going, huh?
Yeah, I got. If I start tonight, I'll be done by Christmas.
That's a lot of beef to brown, man.
We were just talking, Scott, about your terrible picks from last week, and we were going to go ahead.
No, for fuck's sake, I'm leaving again.
Well, go ahead. If you do, we're picking for you this week. And I mean, I guess you're losing anyway, so you might as well let us pick it. Then you got an excuse.
I can't get any worse.
All right, let's do the picks for this week. We're doing over and under again this time around. So we're not picking the lines. I like the over and under. And we're doing all college football because we're going to talk some NFL next. So, Scott, you go first. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3.
4.
What the hell? Why does he get to pick first? He ditched us.
Because he gets to pick first. Seniority.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feisty.
You're the oldest one, you son of a bitch. I'm going with 2.
2. All right. Scott has the Red River Shootout. Texas versus Oklahoma.
Oh, good God.
Oklahoma falling out of the top 25. Texas dropped all the way down to number 22 after they were upset by TCU, even though they had a section of Matthew McConaughey cutouts in the stands. I can't believe they dropped that game in front of a bunch of Matthew McConaughey's. All right. The over-under on this Big 12 showdown, 72.5.
What?
Yeah. Two terrible teams.
Lord.
Oklahoma with a real bad. I mean, this is like the first time that Lincoln Riley has a quarterback that's not a grad transfer Heisman candidate. And then Texas is Texas. So what do you got on this one, Scott? 72.5.
Bro.
That number is insane.
It's high. It's a high spread. That's the highest spread this week that we got.
I'm going to go under because I feel like even if they get into a shootout, even if it's 34
a Red River shootout.
Yes. Even if it's 34-35, like, I mean, that still doesn't come in and that's a high scoring game I'm going under. I'll live to regret it. I'm sure it'll be over just like this last fucking Browns Cowboys bullshit game was. Like they'll be at the over by halftime.
I was going to say it's going to be 35-35 at halftime and you're going to be like, son of a bitch. All right, there you go. So Scott taking
Good to see you caught up on our analysis so quickly.
Under at 72.5. Drew, 1 or 3?
Yeah. Give me the 3 because it's a deuce plus 1.
All right, so we go from the Big 12 over to the SEC, and this is a matchup that this show is very excited for because our boy Lane Kiffin faces off against Nick Saban for the first time as a head coach since his single season with Tennessee back in 2009. Lane has talked a lot of shit about Saban over the years, so this one's going to be very interesting. Also, was the offensive coordinator under Saban for a little bit. So this is a very interesting game. A lot of storylines to follow on this one. Drew, you don't get much relief on this one because the over-under in the Alabama at Ole Miss game is 71.5.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know if that's good. Bovada's got it at 70. 71.5?
71.5 from when I pulled these.
I'm going under, man. That's absurd.
It's a lot of points for Nick Saban to hang on Lane.
Yeah, because Lane's offense ain't scoring shit.
But here's the thing. I feel like Saban would do it. I feel like Saban, if he could put up 75 on Lane, he would. Just to send a message.
I don't know. I hate these over-under because when I buy points, it doesn't update. Dude, Lane ain't scoring more than 17 on Nick, right?
This is one of those ones that Nick has circled. He's like, I don't care what happens this year, but I will beat the brakes off this dude.
Yep.
Right. So then when Nick puts up 37 on him, I'm still under. Like, I honestly think Nick's gonna stop. Nick doesn't want to score points. Nick wants to beat the living snot out of that team. So they don't need a score to do that. They'll just run off tackle 15 times in a row and score a touchdown.
And break 15 touchdown runs.
Yeah.
Because Ole Miss is garbage.
Yeah.
like you were talking about the number 2 team in the country against the dog shit school. But okay, no, Drew's going to take the under. There you go. So
I'm going to take the under.
2 unders so far. So that leaves me with number 1 Clemson versus number 7 Miami. ACC matchup, game of the week on ESPN.
Powerhouse.
Yes, somebody's O has got to go, fellas. Both teams sitting at 3-0 right now.
Disgusting.
More importantly, both teams are 3-0 against the spread. So this is good. This is a big time game right here. Miami has they've been a surprise so far this year. People think the U might be back. Bill has Clemson.
Yeah, we thought that before.
Yeah, we sure did. Although the last time people were talking about the U being back, I thought Notre Dame was going to smash them, and then they destroyed Notre Dame during your wedding, Scott. So I don't know what to think anymore about this Miami team. Then they went down the shitter after that. So who knows what Miami can do for the long haul, especially in a COVID season. But this over-under is set at 61.5.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's a lot of points to score for
Well,
these
I was going to say,
teams.
I got it at 63 for what it's worth.
You got it at 63. Well, with that being the case, that confirms what I was thinking anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over on this one. I feel like Bill is going to come in and try to make a statement. And I think Miami is going to be able to score, but they're not going to be able to stop Clemson. So I'm going to take the over. I mean, that's only like a 32-30 game, so that's very realistic in this case.
Sunshine coming fresh off that engagement, looking to score a lot of points.
He got engaged?
Yeah, don't you remember we talked about that on the show?
Yeah, we did.
Jeez.
I forgot what we were doing, Cram it. All right,
interview Nappy Roots and forget our roots. Cool,
dude. I forget everything after that interview. I was shook for a good. I was glad Drew was leading off because I was like, "What do we do? What is this show? What do we do on our show after that?" And then I'm like, "Oh, that's right. We gotta do a thing here." Yeah. So there you go. That is where we're gonna lock it in. Clemson. I'm taking the over at 61.5. Scott,
wait, 61.5. You want me to try to bet you down?
Nah, man. Here's what I think you need to do on these. This is how I think you need to take your.
You tell me what to think.
I think you need to, instead of betting what we say on the show, bet the opposite. Like just whatever we say.
No,
bet the opposite, and don't
definitely
parlay.
Don't bet whatever I say.
Don't parlay it either because we always have one person that wins.
What?
We always have like one person that wins. So if you parlay it, the parlay is going to lose every single time.
I'm not betting parlays, man.
Okay.
I'm betting us all individually, and then every once in a while we'll do a teaser on top of it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so do you want me to bet you? You're taking what, 61.5?
I'm
or
taking
no,
the over on
63?
61. I'd take the over on 63 too. I don't care. Fuck it.
I mean, you tell me where you want to. I'm putting money down here. You pick where you want me to put the money.
Put the
Mike.
over.
Come on.
I'm mashing the over, baby. I'm mashing it.
He's just mashing the over. We're not going to buy no points.
Nope, mash the over. Don't care. We're mashing it. That's what we're going to do.
I love mashing rope.
All right, we're running low on time. Let's get into this next segment. This is a new segment that I want to do. This one is called For Real or For Real Real? And in this segment, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the teams that are at the top of the standings, and I want to know from you guys, are they for real or are they for real real? Okay? So Biscuit bouncing out. Thank you, Biscuit. Great interview. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That was a fantastic interview. We didn't have much to do on that one. We just started off a conversation and let Scales do his thing. All right, so for real or for real real, we'll start in the AFC East. Buffalo Bills are currently 4-0. Scott, are they for real or are they for real real?
Buffalo Bills, sign me up, baby, for real real.
For real real. Drew, do you agree Buffalo Bills are for real real? Or you think they're just for real?
I think they're for real to make the playoffs, but I just think they're real.
So you're leaning more towards for real more than for real.
Yeah,
real.
I guess so. Like, they're going to make the playoffs, but they're not going to do anything. So they're like, for real.
I'm going to put them, I think the Bills are, I would say they're closer to for real real, only because that conference is just so terrible.
Eventually,
like that division is garbage,
well,
right?
eventually the Patriots were going to run out of
I was
steam.
going to say,
This is their
no,
time. Like somebody had to win it.
The Patriots are going to win the division. The Bills make the playoffs, and the Bills lose in the first game they play.
Well, that's interesting because the AFC North is looking like the team that could put out some wild cards, because we'll go there next. The Steelers sitting at 3-0. They obviously had a game that was postponed, but they're ahead in the division at 3-0. So, Drew, are the Steelers for real or are they for real real?
They're for real.
Yeah, you're riding with Ben.
I mean, again, I'm looking at playoff teams here, and that's my judgment level is that, yeah, the Steelers, they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not sure they could win a couple games or burn out early. I don't know, but they're for real in terms of making the playoffs.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Drew. I think that it's last year, Ben got injured and things just kind of fell apart there. So they looked worse than they actually were. So I would, I'm sure there are a lot of people that were celebrating and saying, oh, this is it. They're finally done. But I think they're closer to for real than they are for real. But I mean, I'm not buying them doing much in the playoffs because, I just don't see, like, I wouldn't put them up against, they're not going to beat the Chiefs. I wouldn't.
They're not complete.
I wouldn't pick them to beat the Ravens. So it's like all the teams in the AFC, like they'll get there, but they ain't beating nobody.
Well, and I glossed over the Chiefs because I think we can all agree the Chiefs are for real. Like that's it.
Right,
They're the team to beat.
Yeah.
They're for real. Like we don't even have to talk about them. The next team though that could potentially challenge the Chief, although if you base it off the Monday night game, then maybe not. The Ravens sitting at 3-1 in that AFC North. Are they for real or are they for real?
They're for real. They are.
No.
Yeah.
Never for real.
No, the Ravens. The Ravens.
Browns, the
No,
Ravens.
the Ravens.
No, the
Oh,
Ravens.
I'm sorry. I
The
thought you went to the
Ravens.
Browns.
No, Ravens.
Okay, God. I was like, Scott, seriously? I thought this was an easy one.
No.
But yeah.
Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens are for real. Although I will say that diagram on how you beat, it's very much, I hate to say it, but it's very familiar because the 49ers under Harbaugh, the Ravens remind me so much of the other Harbaugh, the 49ers Harbaugh. Like if you can slow down that passing attack even a little bit and then force them to just run, like as good as their defense is, like they'll struggle to put points up against like good teams.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they're for real. I just think that they have to like capitalize on it. Like they have to catch the other team slipping just a couple of times. Otherwise, it's going to be a short trip again.
I agree, and I'd go so far as to say Lamar is for real. He just needs like a little bit more confidence. Like you can't come out and say the Chiefs are your kryptonite. You got to have the confidence to be like they got us, but we're gonna get them in the playoffs. Like you can't. That's just being a young guy in the league that he's gotta learn that you got to have that confidence to always be willing to win. The other,
he just needs that killer instinct. I feel like he's like lacking it a little bit. Like I feel like he had it last year, and then them losing in that first game, being the number 1 seed,
and it was so ugly too. Though it was such an ugly loss. Like it'd be different if they lost on the last second drive or something. But man, they were not even in the game. They weren't. I'm sorry.
Let's go. Matt Barr saying the Bills are the second best team in the AFC. That's a bold claim from Matt Barr there. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can back that one up.
I'll go third best.
Yeah, I potentially third best. Yeah. I
go
could
third
give him
best.
He's saying Josh Allen is for real. I think he means for real. All right, let's do the other AFC North team that's 3-1. The Cleveland Browns, 3-1, over 500 for the first time since 2014. Are they for real? Or are they for real?
For real?
Yeah.
Like, because the Browns to me are always going to be the week 1 Browns that we saw. I don't even care what's happened the last 3 weeks. The week 1 Browns that we saw is like,
they played in the last, like their wins are against what? The Bengals, Washington, and who else?
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys. Oh yeah, and they almost gave that one up.
Good.
Right, they almost gave that one up. So this feels a lot like a paper 3-1 at this point, not a legit 3-1.
I mean, like, look, they beat the teams they should beat if they're a good team, but they're gonna fade when they play other good teams. I don't know. That sounds very basic, but like, it's what it is.
Here's the thing about the Browns: like, they were supposed to be 3-1 last year. Like last year, everybody was on that Cleveland Browns hype train. Last year, they had it all together, and then this year, everybody was like, "No, wait, we're not buying that shit again." So I don't know why anybody would all of a sudden jump back on it because they beat some garbage teams, and they like. I still look at week 1, and I'm like, yeah, that's the Browns, and at some point, that Browns team is exactly who we're gonna get, for most of the season. So no, they're not for real.
They're for real. All right, so the last AFC team that we're going to talk about, because I think we can skip the Colts at 3-1, but the Titans at 3-0, another team that has a postponed game. Are the Titans? I mean, they were a playoff team last year. Are they for real? Or are they for real?
I prefer the autocorrect from the
tits.
doc.
Yes, I agree.
Hang on. That was not an autocorrect. That was a specific choice on my part to call them the tits. Okay. Yes, that was.
Tits.
It gets brought up in the group all the time. They call them the tits, and I like that. So the tits.
Okay.
3-0. Are they for real? Are they for real?
Good God, I honestly don't know what to think about the Titans. I mean, they made that run last year. They've all got COVID. They made that run last year. It's still Ryan Tannehill. At any time he can turn into a pumpkin. I don't know. Like, I still expect somehow that they'll blow it, but then I look up and there they are. So I don't know.
So we're literally smack in the middle on this team. We're like, I don't know. They're a team that could do. They could go either way.
When was the last time they played? It's almost been 2 weeks because I don't think they're playing this weekend either.
No, they're not going to play this weekend. There's no way they play this weekend. They may not play again. They might ruin the NFL season. Right? All right, we're running low on time. We still got to do that sports, so let's do some quick ones in the NFC. The Seahawks out west, 4-0. For real or for real?
Fuck them, abstain.
Drew, for real? For real.
For real.
Yeah, Russ has that team cooking right now. I'd go for real. Rams 3-1.
Fuck them, abstain.
Drew, for real or for real?
For real?
There's no way the Rams are for real. Yeah, they're not for real. They are for real. That is a house of cards waiting to fall. The Packers 4-0. Aaron Rodgers looking like Aaron Rodgers again. Scott, for real or for real?
Yeah, they're for real. They'll do their Packers thing. They'll finish 12-4 or 13-3 and look amazing, and then shit the bed in the playoffs because that's what they do.
I wanted you to abstain and say fuck them again. You missed it. You missed the joke.
But to be fair, you're right. The Packers, fuck them, abstain.
Hey, I didn't ruin the segment this time.
Yeah,
Last time I lost my mind when Scott fucked up like that, but I didn't do it
Hey,
this
see,
time.
I didn't even know we were doing that segment. That was something that was on the fly.
Yeah, me
And
neither too,
to-
apparently.
To be fair, I was doing it because it was NFC West, so
Yeah,
that's
sure.
No, I knew why you were doing it, but I know there's the rivalry with the 49ers and Packers, and 49ers
Yeah,
fans
it's
hate.
not much of a
I
rivalry.
really wanted. That's why I even put them in that order so that you. Fine. Drew, Packers for real or for real?
RELAX. Relax.
Oh,
Answer the question,
Yeah,
bro.
so
Like,
that's
For
not-
real, bro. Come on now. A-Rod, he's all over this, man. He's going to throw 50 touchdowns, win the Super Bowl, and then tell Danica Patrick to just suck it because he's over her too.
did you just call him A-Rod?
A-Raj. It didn't come out well. Raj is not a good... It's.
So you went for the
I meant to say A.
You went for
Ron,
the
I fucked it
Aaron
up.
joke,
I
but
did,
but then you
and-
switched to his last name and you just
fuck
royally.
abstain.
Whoo, boy.
Abstained.
NFC South, the Bucks leading the division at 3-1. The Tampa Bay Bucks are they?
For real, because they'll make the playoffs.
Well, yeah. I mean,
They're gonna
especially.
make it because nobody else is.
I was gonna say
It doesn't make me wrong.
in the NFC South, like that was supposed to be the Saints, and then you see Drew Brees this year, and it's like, good lord, what the fuck is with this division? So they're garbage. Like, of course the Bucks are gonna make it, and then the other division leader,
the division that nobody wants to win right
the
now.
Eagles at 1-2-1. Are they for real or for real?
They're for real, because somebody's got to win that division. And it ain't going to be the Giants or the Washington football team. The Cowboys are just going to finish at 8-8. So it's got to be the Eagles.
Wait,
just-
okay, hang on. So you think they're gonna go about 500? Do they, since they've got that tie?
That's what's going to push them over. The Eagles are going to win the division because of that tie against the Bengals. They can thank the Bengals for winning the division right now.
Do they win the division at 7-8-1, or do they go 8-7-1 and they have a winning record?
8-7-1.
I want it to be 7-8-1.
And the Cowboys finish 8-8. Because that's what they do. I cannot wait. It's going to be great.
That would be amazing to.
And you know, the shittiest part is that one win is against the 49ers, for fuck's sake. God damn it.
Oh, fantastic. All right, let's get into last call. And of course, last call brought to you by Dugout Mugs. Baseball season, the playoffs full effect. The only way to drink during the baseball season is out of a baseball bat from Dugout Mugs. So hit them up, dugoutmugs.com/craft. Get 15% off your order. All your favorite teams, customizable designs, wine glasses, shot glasses, bottle openers. Hit them up, dugoutmugs.com/craft. This week, Scott, what were you drinking this week?
I started with Vape Lord by Family Brewing, strawberry bubblegum sour ale with vanilla. It wasn't nearly as bad. Like it graduated, but it went from all my life I've been poor to, but I still don't really matter no more. Like it's the most forgettable beer I think I've ever had, and it's the strawberry champagne flavor stayed throughout. Like it's fine, it's whatever, but it's not anything I would recommend.
Okay, fair enough. Drew, what were you drinking tonight?
I was drinking that Gulo Gulo.
Did you get it opened?
Yes,
Okay,
I did.
good.
And I only have 2 cuts on my hands. It's fine. Because that's what happens, kids, when you try to open beer bottles on tables.
Use your teeth.
Well, look, I gotta keep the moneymaker intact for the show. Plus, it's a lot easier to do this off camera than this, you know.
That's
but
fair.
the Gulo Gulo, amazing beer. I've had it before, love it. From my hometown in Ann Arbor again. Shout out Wolverine State Brewing Company. It's just a solid fucking IPA, man. Like great hops, great flavor, smooth drinking. It's got a nice breathableness to it when you first crack it open. But fuck the University of Michigan.
Point of clarification, that is not an IPA. It's an Imperial Pale Lager. A little bit of a difference there, bro. Get your
Damn,
beer
you're
styles
absolutely right. I saw
Yeah.
Indiana P and I just autocorrected.
Yep. Totally different style of beer there, man. IPLs are actually pretty solid. I dig an IPL every once in a while.
Way to go, Jobs.
Whatever, dude. I know that's a thing. Yeah, fuck you, Steve Jobs.
So on the Nappy Roots scale from "oh nah, hell nah" to "y'all done up and done it," where's this one fall for you?
40.
All right, there you go.
40. And I think you mean 40 RT.
RTY. Thank you, Google. Yeah. I was drinking #PSL pumpkin spice latte from Trade Brewing. It has been a while since I've had a pumpkin beer that I am on board with. This beer is absolutely y'all done up and done it, because damn, this was a good beer.
I was really hoping that was good, man.
Oh.
I am missing the days of just bomb-ass pumpkin
Dude,
beers.
I was so nervous about this one because we've had a pumpkin spice latte beer on the show before. It was a nitro beer, and we didn't really like it.
No, it was not good.
Yeah, this one has just enough pumpkin flavor, because the last time it was like more coffee, like the coffee just overtook it. This one has like a slight hint of coffee flavor, but it's weird because it's a light beer. It's not a dark stout, it always fucks with my head when there's coffee flavor and it's a light beer. But there's just enough pumpkin, just enough spice. This basic bitch says y'all done up and done it on this one. So #PSL is definitely a fantastic brew. This has been Last Call, again brought to you by Dugout Mugs, dugoutmugs.com/craft. Get 15% off your entire order. Thank you, Mike, for the fantastic drop there. Little early, Mike. Get it right next time. All right, sorry, Mike. My bad. All right, fellas, we got like 2 minutes before we got to go. Let's stick to sports real quick. NBA Finals wrapping up on Friday.
Yes.
Go Heat.
Okay. MLB playoffs. Braves gonna advance. Yeah. Who you like in the other side of the bracket? Astros.
Padres
Astros and Yankees.
Oh, the other side.
You want Astros and Yankees?
I want the Astros to make it to the World Series just to piss everybody off.
Braves over Stros in 6.
Oh, and then it can all be complete. The circle can be complete. Everybody will bitch about the Astros, and everybody will remember this is the season that doesn't matter. So Atlanta will have gotten their ring that doesn't matter, and I can just put the bow on all of this bullshit, as I called it, that they would finally win the World Series in a year that it doesn't matter. So
but Scott,
that's what's going on.
You'll be happy, right?
I mean, I'll be happy, but I was the person who said before all of this started that 1, it shouldn't be happening, and 2, that there was going to be an asterisk next to whoever won it. Like,
this
no matter what
motherfucker will have the World Series trophy as a Zoom background the day after it happens, and he'll do it all off season.
No. I mean, I'm for sure going to lean into it, but I know that I will live a life of, yeah, that was that COVID year where they played 60 games. Like I'm already here. I'm already excited.
Well, thank you guys.
Scott will have Cheryl doing the jailhouse tattoo in the bedroom as they're throwing the final pitch. Like, he'll be stitching that thing on immediately.
None of this is false.
This has been a damn good show. Thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Also, shout out to Fish Scales from Nappy Roots for joining us today. What an amazing interview. If you missed any of that, go back and check it out.
Yeah,
you can follow us on it was so good. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at CraftB Sports. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out to Belly Up Sports, our home here for our podcasting. You subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. We're found everywhere there. Also, subscribe, rate, and review to all of the podcasts on the Belly Up Sports Network. Give them a follow. Corner Booth Podcast, Effin' Sports, Hardcore Honeys. There's so many good ones in the network.
Do you ever find it hard to actually pretend like you're working, following all the Belly Up Sports?
I just don't even
too much
pretend
content
anymore.
to consume, and people are trying to make me do emails and stuff.
I just don't follow work. So
I was gonna say I just don't work. It's very easy.
That's true.
But thank you to Belly Up. Thank you for the home that you've given us. Thank you to all of you for the shares, for the listens. We will see you guys next week. Cheers, everybody.
Peace. We out.